Hey Grace, can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, I've just got you on loudspeaker on my phone, so hopefully this is,
Me too.
yeah, yeah, hopefully this is recording okay, like with the sound quality. I've got Camtasia on. My goodness,
Okay.
I don't think we've connected in at least a month. Oh, wow.
It's so strange.
Oh, Happy New Year belatedly. Oh my gosh.
Me too. I know.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Otherwise, you're back. You enjoyed your holidays.
Yes, I'm back. It was very busy. So I went to London for 2 weeks, and it was just I mean, I like the idea of the collective. It was going to be just a bunch of people doing different, alternative healing modalities, helping each other. But holy
Oh,
cow, the guy who was running the show was just crazy. Literally, bipolar, ADD, very controlling, fear-based. Oh, it was awful. And the thing is, like,
oh, sure.
oh, it was. And I went there, thinking, okay, I'll sell a device and I'll give training. They didn't pay for the device. After 8 days, I was like, okay, I'm leaving. I'm not sitting here wasting my time. And oh my
Oh,
goodness, it was very, very strange.
no.
But silver lining,
So you give
um,
the device. How do you get them to pay?
well, they were just going to pay by card, either card or, Klarna, I think. In the UK and the US, people can pay in installments. So
Okay.
yeah, we've been talking since like July. So it was just a huge waste of time because he's been talking, introducing me to people, talking about more things. And I thought, okay, this,
Right.
it's going to lead to something. Ooh. But the silver
Oh,
lining or the good news is that I did meet some contacts through him, and
oh, lovely.
yeah, and I hope it'll work out with them, not with him, but with other people. Oh my
Right.
goodness.
Maybe just a signpost to lead you to where they are, so it's still fine.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it was just a really busy, stressful. It was nearly 2 weeks of just ah,
Right. Shame. Yeah.
oh, I know, just crazy. Awesome. So yeah, you're feeling a lot more comfortable though. I'm just watching you click around really quickly. Perfect.
Yeah, I think I got the hang of it,
Mm,
at least most of it.
mm,
But when it comes to like seeing details, yeah, I think there still need more practice.
mm. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
from practice.
it's also difficult though, truly, with people who are adults because sometimes they just don't feel the energies or they're not sensitive enough for it. Or they have like the anti-placebo effect. Oh, I'm ill and I have been for 10 years. This is my identity. That kind of thing. So,
Yes, yes. But so far, what I've discovered, actually, a lot of people who come to me because they believe the skill would help them,
mm,
they're doing really great. Like now, I was talking to my dad. He's telling me his blood pressure has been fine for quite a while. Like he doesn't need to take
good.
any.
Oh,
He hasn't taken medication in the last 3 or 4 months. So, and he tests himself all the time. It's below 7 all the time. So,
perfect. Perfect. I am so happy. And that's really the thing, too. People have to believe
yeah.
that the SCIO can help them. They have to kind of search you out and have that hope, I guess. It's interesting. So I'm actually working with a couple animals in the London area, one dog and one horse. It's
Oh,
it's I know because I've only done a few dogs, just like of my relatives, my friends or my relatives. Their dog is ill. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll help with this or help with that. But if I could actually make a living out of this, ooh, that would be easy. So
oh my goodness. I wish you can. Maybe our last lesson we do a dog or animal lesson.
definitely.
Maybe, yeah.
And you know what? At our last lesson, we could actually do both. We could do a dog and a cat, or a dog and a horse, or something, because it goes so quickly. It's really just one main window to click around on, It's fast, and especially in PULSAR, the software is so quick.
Yes. Oh wow. Because I only have a dog. I don't have any other animal, so I don't know where I get the other animals from.
So I've got 2 that I'm working on now, but you could even ask around your friends if they have a dog or a cat or something, or
Okay.
or even if they have goats or chickens, that they have and they slaughter them. We could even work on their chickens, even all of their chickens, to make them lay more eggs.
And my dad has a farm. He has loads of cows and chickens.
Oh, nice. We could do that. The cows can be giving more milk, for example, or they can just be happier.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting.
I know
Interesting. Okay.
it is crazy how much these devices can do. I mean, they can work on pretty much anything.
All right. No, I can't wait to see that, how that works. Wow.
Cool. So, we've got. So we'll we'll go through the kidney protocols. Where I almost forgot because I'm running. So I've got 2 screens. I'm so happy to have 2 screens again. I'm running. I'm running a session on my my stuff in the background. If you don't mind, I'll take screenshots and put them into a document and just kind of, document everything. So I need to do this to complete my course with Malvina.
Will you be the one controlling?
Actually, you can control if you don't mind. I'm just gonna say, hey, wait, stop, let me take a picture, and then I'll put it into stuff.
Okay. All right.
Just opening up the document. So if you want, what you can do is see, your orgone generator is active. Do you want to click and drag a few things into click and drag a few things into the red hold tray and the purple and the fuchsia, because those are piggybacks throughout the session.
Oh, whatever I drag here is good. Like, it does piggyback. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It'll that's another area to do piggybacks.
Oh, interesting. So even though I treat, it continues treating for the rest of the time?
Yep, exactly. But it's just the same thing as, the 3D body viewer. So if in the body viewer you also copy paste some things, it's the same, really. So that's kind of why I developed the trick of, copying and pasting quite a few times. Because for me, I'm like, oh, I have it, 20 times now instead of just once.
Okay, all right. So when you say copy paste, you mean I copy from the matrix? Or what do you mean when you say copy?
No, I copy paste from my piggybacks. This is just not working for some. On my end, I've got to figure out how I can do this documentation. The reason why I haven't is because documenting a session takes 2 or 3 hours, So this is why I haven't completed that last step of Malvina's training.
No, wait. What do you mean for her training yourself?
So I took her technician's course and her advanced course, and it was okay. I didn't, learn a whole bunch of things because, I've already been practicing for over a decade, but it was nice just to see how she does it, and then that way I can recommend her to other people.
Okay.
So, yeah. I might have.
Oh my goodness.
I might have to do this later. I'm trying to document stuff, but yeah. I think.
Oh my goodness, I know. It's a lot. Don't you wish you had robots? Like you just tell them, please do this. Explain to them.
And there is actually, it's called Screen Recorder. And I asked Malvina, I'm like, hey, can I use the screen recorder? It automatically takes a screenshot every time I click. So it'll take a screenshot of what I click, when and where, but I'm not sure if it's going to do that on any desk because your computer is clicking, not mine. Oh well. So I'm gonna do the documentation for Malvina's paperwork later because truly no one has asked for my certificates. I was practicing in Bristol for 7 years. As well, I think on the ground for 6, but my clinic is still there, just not in person. So yeah, no one asks me for certificates, no one asks me for proof of anything. So that's why I don't finish paperwork, is because it's pointless.
I see. My goodness. Yeah, I think I'll need a certificate, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely issue one, absolutely. And the good thing is, if people ask, we have all the recordings to back up as well that you've been, doing good things. So why don't we get started with the with the kidney protocol stuffs? So let's open up some. Maybe let's go into risks profile just to kind of get started, or warm up the body, however you feel comfortable warming him up.
I like short circuits first.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But so maybe I'll just look for the kidney first, so we can focus on the kidney.
Perfect. And remember that the kidney and kidneys and the heart are like paired. So if the kidneys are affected, it'll affect the heart as well. So.
Okay, let me open my page.
Ooh.
So right, so kidney and heart must they work together. All right. 95%. Okay. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I know. I always like working with live data because I'm like, oh, let's help him. What I also, Grace, what I'm going to do and share with you is my Udemy course. It's an online just training course, I guess, and it's very, very helpful. I purchased some kind of course on like anatomy and physiology, and hopefully it has this kind of just health info, which organs are paired with which, not in the traditional Chinese medicine sense, but yeah, I'll look up that info for you, and that way you can log on and yeah.
You can't learn enough. Every day you discover new things.
And then you think you've studied everything, and then a new virus comes along, or a new something happens.
Absolutely. But did I tell you, the lady who introduced me to SCIO, she passed on Christmas Day.
Oh, bless her heart. Oh my gosh. Is her family okay? Is everyone okay? Oh.
Well, it's a shock to them because it was such a short illness. She got is it double pneumonia? Something like that. Like both her lungs were finished.
That's the thing. I'm seeing so much streptococcus and different bacteria as well that it's just insane. I think all that streptococcus goes from the throat and then settles back down into the lungs, and that's what's killing so many people. And I swear it all started with COVID, and then that's kind of made people's immune systems even worse. I'm seeing enlarged spleens, all sorts of stuff. And Grace, if you're looking at your computer, I only did this AFE window because I zapped the liver like 5 times and it still wasn't repaired. So, but truly in places, like different African countries, a lot of people have liver problems because there's so many viruses in the water and everywhere, and they get trapped in our liver.
Right. No, wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, that makes Awesome. Just kind of running stuff. If you want, you can take over and keep, clicking around. I'll look for that.
Okay.
I'll look for that Udemy course to send you, because it just helps to remember this, remember that. I keep forgetting, for example, I'm Google searching, I'm like, where is fat absorbed in the body? I keep forgetting, like, all this basic.
Oh, okay. I'll just do this for him. I see he has some hives or something like that.
Mm.
And your lungs stimulate. Did you, we didn't work on his lungs, did we? Yeah. No, we haven't.
No, just the kidney, liver. Let's definitely do the lungs after, yeah.
Where's the lung?
It might be below if you scroll down. So if you stay where if you scroll down. Yeah. There you go.
No, I didn't mean that. Okay.
Oh, and if you don't want the AFE, you can close it and then untick that box or uncheck. Yeah.
Okay.
It just depends. I turn it into an AFE window when it's taking forever. Like if I click 3 times.
It takes too long,
Yeah. So I just let it run and set up background programs and all that stuff.
Okay. You did the hat?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Awesome. So I'm just sending this Udemy stuff to you. Cool. And I love that you called your dad to get consent as well. Oh, you are like a perfect student. Thank you. Perfect.
I have a good teacher. I cannot do anything.
Bless. I'm strict, but for good reason. Because you never know. I mean, people, of course, he gave you consent a month ago or a few months ago, but you never know if he's doing something right now, or it might make him tired if he's driving or something. So.
I found that to be really important. You see, like my client, if there was no consent that I've just started working on him and he's on dialysis, then now if things go wrong, what to do?
And that's the thing too. It's tough because with the dialysis, also give me a bit more time. I do want to talk to the 2 Western medical doctors. So the one who's in India, he's really, I actually might have that pitch deck to send you because I've got just pictures and, more information and things like that. So the one Western doctor in Spain is very, I would say, afraid of the mafia and other things. He is Italian and was living in Sicily, but because he's against big pharma, he's all for natural cures, natural things, and he owns a SCIO device too. So he just had a lot of hassle, a lot of just intimidation, all that kind of stuff. So he stopped. He just basically packed up, took his wife, his kids, were grown up anyways, and left. He and his wife moved off to Spain, where they're a lot more safe now. But I think that he doesn't want to have his, name and face publicly available or accessible. Poor guy. So. And the Western medical doctor in India, he actually lived in the US for about 30 years and was teaching in the US. So He's good, and he owns and runs a little clinic in India. He has herbal blends and herbal medicines, so he's good.
Okay, so those are the people you're working with at the moment.
Yeah, those are the two. Yeah, those are the two Western medical doctors. Oh yeah, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, I'm back.
Those are the two Western medical doctors, and then I also have a few nurses. So I've got one in Canada, one in the US, California, I just like spread out all over, just so they can kind of stay on top of things. Because what we need is basically someone to check in every day, be like, okay, have you measured your blood pressure? Have you measured this? What are you know, and they need to document all their symptoms. Because ideally we'd have an app to do this, but we don't have money to build an app. So right now we're just going to be, documenting in a Word document, getting answers, asking about this, that, the other.
Okay, all right. So this clinic, where are you opening it? Hello?
Oh, what about opening? Oh, the clinic, you mean the kidney clinic?
The clinic?
The thing is, it's not going to really be a brick and mortar kind of place. People can come meet me if they want. They can come meet me in London, but the idea is to basically sell or rent them a machine. So they take home a machine, and you or I or someone remotely controls the computer. So we'll go through and we'll check the vitamin levels, check, this, that, the other. They could take at-home urine tests, at-home blood tests, that kind of stuff. But ideally, this is designed for people who have chronic kidney disease stage 3 and 4. So they won't have energy to come into clinic, and they're going to need between 3 to 6 months of treatment, just based upon what I've seen with people. I've treated a couple people with kidney issues, but it hasn't been diagnosed as such. It needs to get so bad. People have to really be emaciated. They lose their muscle mass. They lose a lot of things. There's a lot of protein in the urine as well. Sometimes blood in the urine too.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So have you ever done somebody and reversed it yet? Or you've never done
Yes.
cases?
No, I've done 2 people myself in England, and then more than 20, the Western medical doctor in India. So I believe all those people that he's helped, though, has been in India. So I just kind of want to get some case studies. It's tough because in England, I'll email people or I'll write them or whatever. They don't respond. They don't call back or, email back. It's tough. So I really have to kind of catch them at the right time, maybe a Sunday morning or something. I don't know. And
okay.
Yeah, because I really would like to have just 4 or 5 like video testimonials of people saying, right, yeah, and documentation. This is a picture of me before, a picture of me after. But truly, people are just going to have to read all the information we give them, and either they believe in the treatment or they don't. Either they try it or they don't. And I've done all the costing and the prices because it's also not going to be cheap. I'm looking at potentially buying 2 used SCIOs. They're both in Portugal, and both people want to sell them mostly just for financial reasons and personal reasons. They don't have time to use them anymore.
You said you want to buy what? You cut
used SCIO machines. Yeah, there's some. Actually, I'm going to go check. I think it's some people, I don't know, cutting down a bush or something outside. It's really loud. Let's see. Yeah, they're just cutting apart. Wow, they're not very smart. They're just in the middle of the road cutting apart a big branch. Wow. Romanians are not from Minnesota. Like, I'm looking at the way they're using a chainsaw. My God, I think I was a teenager when I. Anyways, I am so surprised at people who live in cities because they don't know how to slaughter animals to eat them. They don't, like, no wonder. It's just one tree branch that they're trying to cut. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and they've been at it for like 10 minutes, so I do apologize if in the video recording of this there's all
You're very clear.
Oh, that's hysterical. Well, yeah, I mean, who knows about the background noise and stuff, but cool. So the only thing I'm going to ask you about is you clicked on vitamin deficiency or excess in the risk profile,
Right.
but for this session,
Right.
do we want to focus on kidneys?
Okay.
Because
So,
even,
do I fix this
yeah,
quickly?
no, close.
Okay. And then I go back and then click on kidneys so we can, specialize on kidneys. Okay.
Exactly. And you don't have to click treat all on panel or anything. You can just close the virtual doctor panel and then go back into that risks profile.
Okay, we'll do that.
But if you want, you can keep vitamin deficiency or excess there, and you can also take stress and cardiovascular and things, and then kidney will be the last one, because the last one you click on is going to kind of be the main focus.
All right, let's do that. Okay, so I'll just close here and we start again. Oops, sorry. Okay, so I'll put all this so they can be in the background.
Yep.
And then where are the kidneys?
Right there, yeah. And double click because it wasn't. No, stop. Double click because it wasn't up there yet. There we go. Yeah. Awesome. Perfect. I love how you are so fast. Oh my gosh, this is fabulous.
That's the first video from you. Oh my goodness, look at that. 100% cooperation.
Nice.
I've never had that before, so I'm just excited.
Well, and the good thing is too, I think because his unconscious cooperation is so high, he doesn't really have kidney issues. I've seen a lot of people who have kidney issues. Oh my goodness. So I will properly document this at some point this week. I'm just playing catch up with a lot of, just work stuffs. But the typical, what are the 5 causes of any given disease? Could be parasites or pathogens. So it could be he's got a virus that infected the kidney somehow and he just can't clear it.
Right.
Could be a worm or a fluke that's in the kidney. The other thing, it could be cellular. So it could be hyperplasia or metaplasia. So his cells aren't reproducing properly. And then, of course, you'd work on DNA and all that kind of stuff too.
Okay. So, yep. Oh, you speak so fast.
Oh, sorry.
So you say kidneys causes. Okay, so it could be viral, pathogen.
Yep, could be so pathogens like viruses, for example, often attack the kidneys because we pee out viruses. They attach to zinc in our body and then we urinate them out.
All right. Okay. So it's viral, pathogen, cellular, or what else did you say?
So pathogens could be parasite as well. Could be like a fluke or a worm or something like that.
Okay. All right. So viral, pathogen, cellular, parasites.
Yep, and the cellular looks specifically, if you're looking in the Matrix or the Matrix Explorer, for example, you would look specifically for hyperplasia or metaplasia. You can also type in the word cell and just look for anything. It could be cellular injury due to, radiation or something.
Okay.
Cool. So possible most stressed organ, kidney. Of course, that makes sense. Link to lungs. That's interesting as well. So sometimes I click on that entangled plus entwined areas just to look and see, okay, connective tissue, sugar regulation, just to see, what more I can work on if I'm at a loss, I guess. So, so his body's already been warmed up. We can basically, do whichever, you're comfortable with. For me, I normally work on detox first, and then I move on to other things, but it's up to you.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can do homeotoxicology, and obviously you want to focus on the kidney for the detox.
So this is the problem. If I see this, I just need them.
So yes and no. If you're short on time, like if you're doing a kids session for 1 hour, I would leave it. But if we have more time, like we do today, click on that button, treat all. That's in the upper, that column. Yeah. And then it'll zap all of them, and those colors like the purple and the red should disappear and turn to yellow.
Okay.
And then also sometimes what I do just as things are running, there we go. Yeah, as things are running, I usually open up like degen scan or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's just kind of habit. It's a habit to either just be busy, I guess. I'm always opening up a background program or writing down notes or something like that.
Okay.
So I've got kidney here.
Where did you click again? I'm always looking for this page. Where did you click?
It
additional.
Yes, add additional piggyback therapies. Yep, this button.
Yeah, how long have been looking for this? Okay. What did you do? Let's see, what did you do?
So I clicked here on add additional piggyback, and then I just, clicked on detox, clicked on emotional release. I clicked on radiation because in my mind, it's not just chemo, like radiation, but it's also 5G and phones and all that stuff. And then I clicked on the button load. And then
okay. After you do that, you have to load. Okay.
Yep. And also here I typed in kidney. If you have a list of piggybacks, I can send you. I think I have some on WhatsApp, but hon, I've been moving all my documents from one computer to the next. Oh my gosh. But you can basically copy paste anything.
Let me see. You said it doesn't matter whether it's no-sode or I just put them anywhere, right?
Yes.
That's what you said to me.
Yep, anywhere.
Okay. Here.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect. And then you'll have to click on load as well.
We have to?
You'll have to click on the button load as well.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. I'm so not good at this week. Wait. Okay.
No,
so you see, I have.
You're doing wonderfully. You're doing wonderfully. And I'll also give you a tip. It's fine if you copy paste the word misc, like for miscellaneous or miscellaneous, isode. It's fine to have those words as well.
Sorry, I don't know, you're cutting bits of the. So you said it's okay to copy from miscellaneous?
Yes, it's okay for you to copy paste words like miscellaneous, words like dictionary. You can even copy paste the word. Yeah, it's not gonna harm anything. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I see. All right, next one.
And also, if you don't mind, could you send me later these protocol sheets you have? Because I can't find them. I'm moving all my stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to get organized.
Because I don't know. So this is just something I made for myself.
Yeah, but it's
so that I don't lose time.
Oh, absolutely.
So you said I can add all
yes.
stones, everything.
Yep, the word kidney stones is perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
And then double space, perfect. Yeah. I mean, this is really nice. If you don't mind sharing it with me, that saves me the time of looking for this, looking for that. And right now I've got piggybacks saved either in my offline. I've got what I would call cold storage, like a USB thing. Like I have an external. It's it's gonna be. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Okay. So that one means it's working on it well.
Yep.
Okay, so we've loaded that. Then we do this to resolve.
No, we click on the button treat.
What do I do?
We click on the button treat, which is up near where the time is. Yeah, perfect.
So what does this mean normally when it says that?
I have no idea. It always says that, even though it knows that we're in subspace. So I think it's just it's a bug in the software. We don't have the head harness attached. So it's, yeah, I mean, the software is not perfect, but you know, could be worse, I guess.
Yeah, but it's still impressive what it does.
I know, and I'm impressed at how well it works via distance too, like via subspace. It's interesting. So I do have to leave hard at 11 a.m. because at 11 a.m. I've got an intake with a woman. I'm curious. I'm going to be giving her 3 sessions via distance to see if it helps at all. These London people, they don't want to pay for anything. They just want to see if it works. Try this, try that. They're weird. They're very strange. So
I guess Africa is easier than that, I think. Your story is really very... The good thing about Africans, once they believe in something, they'll do it.
Well, you know, and that's the thing about in England too, it's word of mouth. So all of these free sessions that I'm giving to people, it's with the verbal agreement and understanding that if I'm successful, they recommend me to all of their friends. And they're influencers, they're well connected. Yeah, and they're well connected. So I get it. It's like, you know, giving a gift to get started, like that kind of thing. I totally understand. But now that I'm back, you know, now that I'm back at home, I have my home office. Now I have the time. I have the time to do that. So it's fine. But when I was actually physically in London, I was running around doing this and that. So also,
what we do medicines? Or we go to
I would actually click first on the Universal SCIO Detox Pulse. It's way in the bottom left. The button in the bottom left, Universal SCIO Detox. Yeah.
Oh, I've never used that. Okay. Let me. Interesting. Let me write that down. I've never used it ever.
I know there's so many buttons, and truly, Grace, when I'm clicking around, sometimes I'm just like, do I want to click on this button, or is it going to get me stuck for a minute? Like, sometimes I'm so busy giving a session that I don't make time to just explore.
Or when the person is seated there, you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Are they getting impatient? You don't take too long to look at things.
Oh, totally.
So then, which one, iridology, do you use this?
Sometimes. I like Disease Dictionary, actually, because it's pretty simple.
Okay.
And you can add piggybacks here, too.
Yes, you can. Okay. All right, we'll do that. So let's see where your kidneys are. JK. Okay. So we first start with kidney disorders. Oh, wait, I should have added piggybacks.
Oh, and it's okay. You can always do that after as well, after it finishes for that 4 minutes.
Okay, it's fine. Okay. So I'm so excited about this button. Okay. I think I'll add it to
It's just a nice one. I like the AFE windows because I know they're working and they work well, and I can do stuff in the background too, like opening up another DGen scan or the Matrix, actually. We could look up the Matrix Explorer and queue up some items.
Okay.
So let's maybe do the simplest thing. Let's search for kidney. And, you know, if we search for the word kidney, for example. So that's, like a homeopathic or something that they're recommending for the kidney. And I actually do a bit of both. So I do use, I do use the, whatever it might be, like the homeopathics they recommend. I do click a few of those, as well as, for example, kidney inflamed and stuff like that. So I do work on, the physical conditions as well as zapping in the remedies.
Okay. So let's go through this. How do you know which one to choose? Because it gives so many recommendations.
There are. So partly I use my intuition, and partly I take things that are in the acute range, because anything acute is probably what he needs. So. Nice. And definitely, yeah, the kidney inflamed. Let's see what else there could be. Loop diuretics ranked at 98. That looks like it might be useful too.
This one, 98, which one? Oh, this one.
Yeah, that one might be good. Yeah, loop diuretics.
Okay, sorry.
Let's see. I don't really see anything else, so why don't we double filter? And this we can do in PULSAR, but I've seen that we cannot double filter in the older software that SCIO International has. So you've filtered right now for the word kidney, but now in that filter that you can scroll through, can you scroll down? Can you scroll down and filter for worms, for example, over on the side? Over on the right-hand side. Yeah, scroll down there and look for example, worms, and then we can look for diseases and, different things. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, it looks like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, wow. This is so much better. Okay.
Yeah.
Then, what are the viruses?
Perfect. Perfect. And the only thing is, my only small.
And then you told me viruses.
Worms, viruses. Let's do sarcodes as well.
Sarcodes.
Oh, S for sarcodes.
Really?
Yeah. See, because I always like the sarcode, so it says kidney ranked at 94 in the blue. Sarcode and nosode combo. I just really like the homeopathic stuffs. They just work really well.
Okay.
So maybe perfect for the male. Perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
And this is what I've got to consult with the doctors about too, because there's so many different herbs that are good for the kidneys. I don't know what exactly to prescribe and in what amount. For example, if they take saw palmetto or if they take, lemon juice, how much should they be taking, and how often? So that's, I've got to get some answers from them and input.
Okay. Oh, funny. It's related to a lot of vertebrae. Amazing. Can you see that?
Yeah, but I kind of wouldn't work so much on the spine for me anyways. I don't know. I tend to work more on the organ, the physical kind of things, because in my understanding, if the kidneys are imbalanced, then it'll affect the spine. But what I haven't seen is, for example, if someone's in a car accident or they have a injury, the spine usually a spinal injury doesn't affect the organ usually. The spinal injuries will affect, for example, back pain. It'll cause back pain. It might pinch a nerve. It might pinch cause them pain pinching a nerve or a ligament or something like that. Goodness, he does need a little bit of work on his kidneys.
Yes, the body is not thinking. It's necessary. Okay. Keep up that minimum.
Nice.
Enzyme.
Ooh, let's
For emotion.
let's click on enzymes and emotions and diseases for sure.
Okay, where are enzymes now?
A little bit higher up. Yeah, there we go. If I were you, Grace, I'd only click on the ones that are very chronic. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because for me, I usually work on things that are very chronic, like below 40, and acute above 100. Just because it changes, it fluctuates, but the ones that are chronic, usually they're chronic for a few sessions.
Okay.
Ooh, here's a good one. Here's a good one. Here's a good pop quiz for you. Which emotion in traditional Chinese medicine is tied to the kidneys?
Emotions.
Yeah, so in traditional Chinese medicine,
I don't know.
it's fear. So if people have a lot of fear, they have trauma, for example, they were in a violent, childhood or something, or, violence at home, it affects their kidneys. So that's another, of the 5 things that can affect, or be behind, a disease. It could be parasites, pathogens, could be, cellular, like hypoplasia, metaplasia, could also be emotional, that people have had so much fear in their life that it affects their kidneys and then they're deficient.
Fear. Okay.
Crazy, but that is also a small complaint I have about PULSAR, is they don't really have everything. So when you do this double filter, sometimes, or even if you single filter for worms, it doesn't come up with all the worms sometimes, or it'll wrongly filter, it'll include something else. But all in all, it's still better than the other software out there. So
Okay, all right. Let's see, what else have we done? Enzyme?
I think we did the enzymes already, maybe. And we clicked on.
We did hormones. Yeah. I did fungus. We did enzymes. Again. Oh, there's Horvy enzymes and enzymes. Okay.
I don't know what Horvy enzymes is. That's weird, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it. You could click on electrodes if you want, but I think we've covered pretty much everything.
I think you're allergic to. Oh boy.
For me, it's just the intuition. I would kind of ignore those because, like, strawberries being very chronic, keep in mind, chronic doesn't necessarily mean it's a problem. It means that if his body deteriorates, then it'll be a problem. Like if, yeah, that kind of a thing. So it's never anything people would be aware of, really.
Okay. All right. So let's go back here. Let's see. This one is nicely done. Okay.
Awesome. So now you can click on any yellow item. So any yellow word, anything.
Yellow item.
Yep. Perfect. And then you can type there, kidney.
So I just say.
Continue test, no sode plus isode. The big button up above it.
Yep. Okay. Right.
So now it's looking at what could hurt his constitution, like his type or his character, focusing on the kidneys. So you'll see if you type in a different organ, all these results are going to change. It could say, for example, sugar is very toxic, or, this, that, the other. So for me, what I do is I click treat top 5. And I click on that button and it'll start treating, and then it's in the middle at the top.
Yes. Yeah. No, I was just curious.
Oh, I know. I do that too. So I click on treat top 5 and then I start reading, like interpreting the information. So now I start looking, I'm like, okay, in regards to his kidney, okay, we've got injury or accident. Dairy toxins are really bad for his kidney. Ooh, mental retention of toxins. Ooh, would your dad be okay saying affirmations every day? Like as part of his morning prayers or part of a ritual or something?
Yeah, I'm sure he would. Where are you? What are you reading?
Mental retention of toxins. It's up here. If you can see my cursor, it's under additional factors.
Oh, and he loves his dairy toxins. I can also see that. He loves dairy a lot.
Oh, goodness. Well, okay, so the good news is he does not have chronic kidney disease. So that's good. So he can, realistically, he can maybe still enjoy his dairy and, this, that, the other, because, we're doing the chronic kidney disease protocol on a guy who's, doesn't have kidney disease. But yeah, the mental retention of toxins is not great. And of course, with diabetes, it's not just the pancreas, but the kidneys get affected. Everything else gets affected too. So I'm actually glad we're kind of, working on him. But also, if you look here, it's dairy toxin. So it's not dairy like lactose that hurts him. It's
the things that come with it.
I know. Is there a way that you can get like fresh milk locally without, the toxins, without the, BHT or whatever they add to it?
Well, normally he drinks milk from his cows.
Oh, good.
Oh, he loves his milk. Yes. And the cream. He loves it.
And keep in mind,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fresh cream from cows. There's nothing better than that. Oh, goodness.
And it's so rich.
It is. It's so rich, so good. And those good, healthy fats, we need that for our brain, for our everything.
What did you clicking? You clicked intertwined with allergies, nutrients. What have you been clicking?
So I clicked down here. So I clicked first on hypoadrenia and all this kind of stuff. I clicked down here on, I think it was like lactic acid. The weird thing is, sometimes if you click on it, it'll change. So we'll see. Yeah, like this is changed. So now it's saying lymph, blah, blah. But it used to, before, when I clicked on it, it said something about toxins building up. But truly, I look at this and I think, okay, well, maybe all mental retention of toxins. Maybe he needs to have an affirmation that says, my kidneys function perfectly. I detox daily. That kind of thing.
Okay, so my what?
My kidneys function perfectly. And I'm just gonna continue with the detox and stuff. So I'll close here and click here on the stimulate detox. And another good affirmation as well is my body detoxes daily.
Okay, my body detoxes. Okay. I am eating my breakfast for fruits.
Oh, me too. I have a banana and just like a little pastry and oh goodness. Guten Appetit. Pofte Yeah, this is.
No, the thing is, Casey, when you finish and things that come here, like suspects, how do you interpret them?
It depends. It depends because really it's only looking at the detox picture. So it's really only looking at why toxins are in that part of the body or that area of the body. And it's usually toxins are there because it's weakened. It's weakened either because there was a physical injury or accident or surgery or something. It could be weakened due to radiation, and the cells are not replicating properly, like the DNA has gotten messed up a bit.
Okay. So angiocarcinoma. What is this now? Every time I get this, I'm like, what do I tell the client? What are they saying?
I don't share this with the client at all. Because it's just too much information, you know? So if anything, so this button up here, rules of the stomach, I do share that with people because that's very helpful. But for me, I copy pasted this and it's just kind of ugly. I usually share, other, better things, but these numbers are great, that people should eat small because our stomach is not big. We need to eat smaller portions, all that stuff. Oh, good. Rectified 95. Awesome. Cool. So
you see, they bring any suspects the way it normally does. So it just opened that yellow thing.
Well, so with that, so the rules of the stomach, I just tell people, that's what I tell clients. But as far as the other information, there's so much. What I normally do is I look at everything that the SCIO is coming up with when I'm focusing on kidneys. And if there's a pattern, for example, if there's pattern like emotional excess, emotional blah, blah, then I kind of start to think, okay, maybe there is too much fear. Maybe, that is behind some of this kind of stuff. So I'm actually okay with closing out of here because we did a good job of detoxing. We were really thorough, all that kind of stuff.
All right.
So
I'm also happy, I think.
Yeah, so I'd close out of here. This little, oops, okay. So we'll close out of here and you can choose what we work on then next.
Okay, so I like to go to spine just to align the energies mostly. So whatever treatment you're doing.
Yeah, I like that too. And I always give people like homework, I guess. And really, it's crazy. It's crazy how sedentary everybody is. I keep telling them, just do like 2 minutes of yoga a day. Just do some spinal, twists, left and right, back and forth. Do some.
So you tell them to twist, because I just say, guys, you just need to exercise, but I never tell them how. So it's twist.
Yeah, so twisting. So for example, if they're sat upright in a chair, so if they're sat upright on the edge of their chair, they should just put fold their arms in front of their chest or put their arm, place their hands on their shoulders and just twist left and right. So if they just twist back and forth, left and right, like from side to side, like you would twist in a screw or like screwing in a screw. So that's a good one for the spine. Another one too is have you seen the cat and cow pose in yoga?
So when you put your head, okay, you tuck your feet under your bum.
I think.
And then what's that?
That might be it's actually, if you don't mind, I'll just look up pictures. Cat and cow pose. It's basically that. So on the hands and knees, because you can see with the spine, this is such a good one. So the spine twisting it left and right, but then also bending it like that is perfect. And you know what? People don't have to do it. Like my grandma, she can't get down on her knees. She's too arthritic and it would be too painful. But, people can do that just sat in a chair. They can place their, sit on a chair, place their hands on the wall, and then just do do that kind of those motions where they're bending and flexing and stuff.
Okay.
And so those two, and then also the neck rolls. If they kind of massage their neck and roll it around in a circle, just very slowly, very gentle. That's pretty much all we need for our spine, just to kind of get things, stretched, get the blood flowing, all that kind of stuff.
Okay. My client, the one with the kidneys, he has sharp pain on the neck. So when I was checking, I saw there's a lot of, I think, nerves. There's something to do with the nerves. But it's so much pain that he needs to see a physiotherapist. I didn't know how to help him further.
He has a what on the neck? You just cut out again. Pain, okay. Yeah, so his neck is paining him. I'm not sure why, and I'm not even sure if that's connected to the kidneys, you know?
Okay, maybe it's a thing.
It could be. It could be. You know, like how we were treating Miriam and all of a sudden her knee felt better? Her knee felt better because she was just able to sleep. You know, when the body can sleep and rest, it just repairs everything. So,
Okay.
so with pain, that's so difficult. When people have pain, it could be toxins that are built up in the area. It could be that they just need to stretch more, or maybe arthritis is starting to form. Treating pain is really tough because it's, it builds up after time. And if, what's the saying? Rome wasn't built in a day. So
Yeah. So, okay. So if someone comes with pain, do you go first treat pain generally, and then you try see maybe you put it in the toxology thing, because that one looked like it was nerves that were off. So I don't.
That's a tough one too, because when people come with me and they say, "Oh, what about my pain?" In Britain, no one wants to pay for 6 to 8 sessions in a row. They just want one session and that's it and whatever. So what I'm doing is I'm helping someone in the Luton area, like just north of London. She's setting up a pain clinic, but what I do is I use the device to basically hit the reset button on their pain receptors. So we can do the pain treatment in the timed therapies window, for example, different areas we can treat pain. So I do that there, but then I also tell them purchase a TENS machine. TENS. Have we talked about TENS machines, by the way? Okay.
We haven't.
Cool. I'll just show you. Oh darn, your Oh, I'm sorry that your bookmark. I'm sorry that your tabs disappeared. Oh, sorry.
No, fine. That's from last year, probably.
Okay.
I wasn't.
Okay. TENS machines are great, and usually decent ones don't cost so much. It just depends. I mean, you just have to turn it on and try it. But essentially how they work is you just put these electrodes on, wherever, whatever parts of your body that hurt. Let's see images. So this area. And it's kind of like a weird massage. So it'll electrically stimulate the muscles. I think this is improperly placed because normally you would place them on muscle trigger points. And every muscle has a trigger point, or a myofascial. I call it a muscle trigger point. But every muscle has one, specific area. And usually it would be like in the not triceps, sorry, the trapezius. There we go. I've got to take that anatomy and physiology course again. So you'd be putting it like just in certain areas of the trapezius, or certain areas like here in the tricep, for example. So and you just run the TENS machine for a little while, like 10 minutes, 20 minutes. But that really helps, and it's something, they're affordable machines. People can use it at home. Interesting. Huh. That's for you to answer. Exactly. Yeah, you can click yes or no. So
okay, that's what I think. I think for PULSAR, probably he's seated. I don't know. I'll just say yes. Right? Because I can't figure something out.
I'm not sure, yeah. You can click yes or no, pretty much. That's it.
Probably he's seated. That's fine.
But yeah, pain is, back to pain, it's difficult. So I usually do one session, reset the pain receptors in the brain just by, working. Like you can see here, this pain window doesn't really work very well. I have to spend like 10 minutes in there to get 85% or higher rectifications.
Oh, yeah, all of it. So the only thing I like there is time therapy.
Me too.
Down here, it's a maze. Like you keep thinking, nothing is happening.
It takes forever. I know. I know.
Okay.
Yeah. So usually I'll do that. I'll have people.
So look what I do. I'd come here and then I'd go to kidney.
Perfect. Yes. Perfect. Brilliant. And usually, so the kidneys are they're like the wellspring. So in traditional Chinese medicine, they are the fountain of youth in the body. The liver and the kidneys are the most important organs, hands down. So if people have chronic kidney disease, you're going to see them losing muscle. Their skin is going to get wrinkly. They're going to have more gray hair, all that kind of stuff. They just show more signs of aging. So that's why I would also tick this box, treat weak qi. So obviously it's not recommended because your dad doesn't have severe kidney problems. But yeah, I would tick that box too. And in that timed therapies window, like not the spinal timed therapies, but I've actually found in the timed therapies window, treating muscle building works because the kidneys, they recycle protein, and that's part of the muscle building. Yeah, so it's weird. You'd think, oh, muscle building, this is for sports, but actually it's helpful for, boosting the kidneys.
Okay, all right. So let me put that. Add to protocol muscle building. Okay. I normally tick all of these boxes, to be honest.
And that's okay if you want to. I mean, that's fine. For me,
whatever the point is, just make it work.
I mean, it's fine, but really, the more you work, the more you realize you don't need to do everything, just enough. Like 80% of stuff. So truly, because it's weird, but I try to think about it like steering a ship. Is if we keep making all these different adjustments to the direction, to the rudder, then we're not really going to make headway in any one area. That's what I did when I first started. I'd click here, click there. I was, giving all these different not contradictory, but just all these different, instructions to my body. I was working on my kidneys, but also my liver, and then, breast enhancement, and then this and that. And it was just too much. It was too much for my body. So now what I do is I'll work on just two areas. So if I work on the kidneys and the heart, good. Then I won't really work on too much else.
Going back.
Huh. Easy.
So what now?
Interesting. And exactly. So if we click 3 times, it's not working. Yeah, let's close and go to a different window.
Okay, this will be the third time. Do I try or we go somewhere
Close. Yeah, I would close if I were you.
Okay.
So here we can go into, let's see, timed therapies that connect to timed therapies in the bottom left. Yeah. That time therapy window I love. So there's restore chi once we, get in there.
Restore chi is my favorite.
Hold on, wait a second and add your piggybacks if you could, please.
Okay. Mary, you said I could put any.
Yeah, and even and even the words like miscellaneous and all that stuff is fine.
Okay. No, my other numbers. Let's see. Ah, come on. No, not
And then double space maybe too. Yeah.
this one. Okay. So let's say load. Close. So here, let's see. Oh, this is what you're saying for muscle building.
Yes, so muscle building there is wonderful, and also under that additional drop down, the restore chi. So what I do here actually is I move the time of treatment down to 1 minute. So I just zap 1 minute at a time.
Oh, so I can't do 1 minute.
Oh, the time of treatments just there's no number in the time of treatments, so I'm not sure what we've got.
So now what happens?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Oh, I thought I wrote 1.
Maybe it didn't take or something.
Oh boy.
It's all right.
What if it takes forever?
Yeah, we'll see. Let's hope it's not 45 or 35 minutes or whatever the maximum is. But as it's working, you can always, open up the degen scan, open up, background stuffs.
Yeah. Okay. So this one, our love index is still not good. So what do I do?
With the love
76,
index?
do I do it?
I don't see what you're looking at. Which window is it?
I'm on degeneration scan. Oh, can't you see me anymore?
No, but let me reopen AnyDesk because sometimes it does that. It just freezes.
Okay.
So you should see a request soon, hopefully.
Okay, that's it.
But yeah, when I see the love and frustration being very high, sometimes if I have time, I go and I balance the emotions. But I think we're not going to have time for that in this session.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so it should be connecting. I don't know why my internet just got slow all of a sudden. Okay, here we go. Now I'm connected. Cool.
All right. I'll treat again because it's on 7.
Yeah, and I've seen that with the degen scan. Normally you have to run it once and then a second time as well. So.
Okay. And this one is 6. Oh boy. What did I do there?
Can you click and drag that window up?
So
I know. Can you close out this window? Can you close out somehow? Darn it. Let me. I'm trying to click on this window and drag it. Oh, here we go. It takes me a while sometimes with AnyDesk to see. Darn it. Yeah, that's another software thing is darn. Let's see.
What are you doing now?
I'm going to open up the task manager. Not that I can. The other thing about PULSAR is if I close one window, it closes them all. So, oops, darn. And I can't see which is what. So, darn it. Huh.
How did that happen? I've never seen that before.
I know, and the thing is, because we also have in your Matrix Explorer, we have a lot of good things queued up, so I don't want to restart the software, you know what I mean? Darn it. Maybe it's just running for 2 minutes?
Oh, we can't close the window itself.
Let's...
This one is...
Exactly, and we can't close what's behind it, because I can't even click back there. So let's give it another minute or two, and like, if you don't mind, could you send me the protocols that you wrote down? Just, I would love to copy paste the numbers that you already came up with. Saves me some time.
Okay, and if I connect myself to WhatsApp.
Yeah, same. So I sent you, I think, one thing on WhatsApp, the Udemy course. Yeah.
One day.
Oh, sorry, Grace. I was just writing to the woman I'm meeting with in about half an hour. So.
Okay. No, I'm enjoying it. I'm saying one day I'm able to.
You know what? I think that's the only good thing about my US education is they made us take a typing class, and we had to practice, but it's worth it. It's worth it.
What happens? Honestly, can it go forever?
I know. Darn it. That's the thing. Like, because the maximum number that you can set, I think, is like 35 minutes or something in that time therapies window.
35 minutes.
I know. So the only reason why I'd be so sad to, or, I wouldn't like to close down and restart PULSAR is because we'd have to do another scan to get the matrix scan results. Everything we queued up in the Matrix Explorer is gone. It's like, oh, darn it, yeah. Hmm. Strange. I'm not quite sure. I mean, if you want, we could just click through, because I've got my PULSAR software running on a dog, so I didn't do the scan or anything. But I mean, all the windows you already know, because what I do is, so we already did short sarcodes working on the kidney. We already did the timed treatments in the spinal. The only other areas really would be the biofeedback systemic relaxation, because the kidneys are there. Biofeedback systemic relaxation.
Yeah.
So that's the only other window I can think about doing. And the matrix, of course, doing all the stuff that we queued up.
Right.
So, oh, darn it. Oh, yeah, that's a little bit, I don't know. I kind of keep hoping that it'll just run for 10 minutes and then stop.
Oh, goodness. You told me that you had to go to 35 minutes.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think that's the maximum in the timed therapies. You can, set the bar for or something.
Okay. Unless there's a way you can run the full day, which would be crazy, right?
Well, I almost wonder if it's running for the whole day. I wonder if it's actually working or if it's just like frozen somehow,
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I mean, this has happened even, okay, so before PULSAR was even written, right? This was like years ago, because I think when I first installed PULSAR, it must have been March of 2021 or 2022. I think 2021. Like, all I remember was that the first lockdown was finished and I was on holiday. Because we were like, yay, we can travel again. So it was somewhere around that time, 2021, I think. I don't know. I mean, my goodness, it didn't happen often, but maybe like 2-3% of the time, the software would freeze. And here are the patients in harness, in clinic, the clock is ticking, it's like, oh. Yeah.
What would you do in that case?
So
everything and start again.
Yes, unfortunately. But the good thing about the older software is that I don't have to rescan. So if I close down, like, the Clasp software that you also have, if you close it down and open it again, you have the same old scan results from the other scan you did. So that's at least one good thing, is I can click around, single click in the matrix. But really, it's still kind of a shame because I'm wasting about 5 minutes, having to restart everything. So yeah, it's not ideal. Like, I mean, even with the kidney treatments that I'm starting and opening up, I almost want to send people Rife devices as well. I mean, the reason why I like our SCIOs is, oh, go ahead. I couldn't hear you.
What are Rife devices? I see that on.
Yeah, so Royal Raymond Rife is the name of the guy who experimented with a lot of different frequencies. And that's why they're called Rife devices or Rife frequencies. So Rife devices are super cheap. They're pretty much in the public domain. Like there's no patents or anything. You can find out how to make these devices and make them for very cheap and stuff. So that's why they're not CE regulated. But Rife devices, they just emit almost like a radio, sending out signals. It's a very simple. They send out signals, but they do not receive. So they don't do a scan or a health analysis. And they also do not make adjustments to the sensitivity of a person. So they don't. No, Rife devices are helpful, but they're very rudimentary. So they don't, adjust their sensitivity, because you can see our devices are constantly readjusting. They're adjusting the voltage and changing this, changing that. So literally what you would do with a Rife device, you'd plug in a number like 550 hertz. You'd set it for 5 minutes and that's it. And you just let it run. So often, yeah, with Rife devices, people often overdo it and they hurt themselves. That's another reason why, warn people a lot, because they'll go killing off parasites and pathogens and killing off this stuff, but then their body cannot poop it out, pee it out, all that kind of stuff. So their body gets a Herxheimer reaction where they have pains and swelling and all this kind of stuff and headaches and all sorts of things. So it's, yeah, people have to be very careful because you don't want to stress the body anymore. That's why I like our SCIOs so much, is they're very gentle. No one ever, maybe they have a headache because of the headband, but nobody ever is hurt, by these systems.
That's the good thing about it, too. I wanted you to show me, you remember that part I was telling you on time, universal, I think it's universal.
The Rife window?
Yeah. So if you look at my, So it says you can put this inside the right generator, and it has to give it a frequency, and you do it one by one for kidney.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't really like the Rife generator in our systems. So hold on one second. Let's see. So basically, I kind of just wrote a rant. I don't even know if I linked to it yet or not. I don't think so, not yet. Let's see. Let's see if I can just search for the.
Okay.
It's. You know what? Let me find it and send it to you, because I have just because your software is frozen. So let me send it to you on WhatsApp. It's here somewhere. What I don't like is I can't set a square waveform. I wrote this all to you in WhatsApp as well. So I'm just, kind of repeating myself. I don't like, you can't set square wave or sine wave. You also cannot adjust the volume really, or not the volume, sorry, but the voltage. I don't like it. I don't like the Rife generator in our software.
Okay. So can you use it?
You can use the Rife generator. Hold on, I'm not good at multitasking. You can use it, but for me, I consider it to be a waste of time.
Okay.
Let's see. Where was this? I'm just trying to send you. I'm just writing whenever I have an opinion. I'm trying to write a blog post about it, so that way people have it, they can see it, and it's, I just don't like it. So you can waste your time on it, but I wouldn't recommend it, especially because it's. And the things that I've seen in the Quantum Encyclopedia, they're very contradictory to what I've seen in other manuals, like user manuals and stuff. So it's just strange.
Why do they have contradictory stuff?
I have no idea. I have no idea. This is just strange. So yeah, I mean that's why. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm listening to what you're saying.
Oh, I mean that's why I'm just going down the rabbit hole. I'm researching this, researching that, because I haven't really found an expert in all fields of frequency medicine or all devices of frequency medicine. So I just, yeah, strange. But okay. I just sent you on WhatsApp.
On Facebook, they like to use these right frequencies. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, another thing I noticed, Casey, when I work on people like my dad, sometimes, even the guy with the kidney issue, any chronic disease, it's like after we finish SCIO, they feel a bit weak, almost disoriented. Does it mean the frequencies are too low or what?
No, it means that they need to sleep. I don't know about the disorientation, that kind of thing, but usually it's sleepy. Everybody who has a good session is very sleepy and tired, but that's the way that the body repairs itself. We always feel better after sleep. So it's really, what I recommend is people have that first session and they just slowly have a cup of tea afterwards, get back home. If they take a nap afterwards, brilliant, even better. So.
All right, because I think for my dad, this my theory. Because you work on his blood sugar, so it's like goes down, right? So let's say if he had taken medicine, it's even worse. So I tell him not to take. I used to tell him he no longer takes anymore. I used to tell him, don't take medicine when I'm treating you, and then he doesn't get that. It's like you lower his blood sugar so low that he feels disoriented.
So it's just him, and just with those medicines, it's not every client or patient you see?
Not every, all my clients sleep on the chair, definitely.
Yeah.
But it's the terminal ones, because I also saw, because this guy with the kidneys also had diabetes. So I worked a little bit. I did work a lot on the diabetes, but after a while, it's like he also became quite like when you feel like, I don't know how he was explaining. But after a while, he just took a glass of juice, and he was good to go.
That's blood sugar then.
So I think it's So for diabetic people, I'm a bit scared. I don't know if I should be keeping a glass of juice.
Yeah, absolutely. Keeping a glass of juice, or even dried fruits. Even if you have a bunch of dried fruits, they can eat some, a handful of dried fruits. Just when you are working on diabetes, blood pressure, all that kind of stuff, people are going to feel the effects. So but I mean, you're very, obviously you're very cautious, and people who have high blood sugar or low blood sugar, they know what the effects are or what the symptoms are, because people also, if they eat let's say they eat a candy bar or something and they have a spike in blood sugar, high blood sugar also affects people. It makes them confused, disoriented, all sorts of different stuff, a little bit dizzy sometimes too. So
Okay. Right. Okay. So maybe I'll just be keeping something like 100% juice. That's good sugar.
Yeah.
I guess a little bit.
Absolutely.
For people who wake up feeling disoriented.
Yeah, because if they do have that drop in blood sugar, they could even measure themselves before and after your session, for example. But if they're feeling that way, definitely. I just really haven't worked on blood pressure and blood sugar, really. I've had, I think, 2 diabetes patients, and that's about it. So.
No, in Kenya, in Africa, that's a very common condition. The two combined, blood pressure and diabetes. It's very common.
And I'm almost wondering if it's some kind of like virus or pathogen that either gets into the kidneys or the pancreas. That's my guess, because it's so prevalent, but the diet is so healthy there. Every African I know from Kenya, Cameroon, Nigeria, South Africa, they eat a very good diet, plantains and yam and things that are not high on the glycemic index, and they don't have Coca-Cola. They don't have things like that. So, strange. I'm guessing it's something, because there's a lot of.
So they say it's genetic, when they give you like just an overall view of things, but I'd like to know why specifically. Because it's a very black people, blood pressure and diabetes.
Well,
I don't know.
And if it is truly genetic and things like that, I'm almost wondering if maybe there's something to realign the DNA or the chromosomes or something. So I'm wondering if just.
I'd like to know. Yeah.
Because maybe.
I'd like to see what chromosomes are always off and why. So.
And I'm wondering if we fix them once, in one session or 2 sessions, would the person fall back? Like if we fix an adult who's maybe in their 20s, 30s or something, if we, fix their DNA and chromosomes and stuff, how long will it last? That's the only thing that I'm not quite sure about. Or does the DNA fall back into its usual pattern? I don't know.
Good question. Yeah. Oh, there's so much. I mean, I'm obsessed with this machine. It's so interesting.
I know, and that's the thing too. This is why it's such a pleasure to be like dissecting information with you, because you think just like I do too, is what about this? What about that? And we literally just have to practice. We have to, heal people, practice. And then if they start coming back to us 5 years later, 10 years later, it's like, okay, why wasn't this permanent? Can permanent health be achieved? Or,
Exactly, yes. That would be a very good question to answer. How long does treatment last for?
And it's tough.
Although there's nobody who can be healed forever, right? Even people who are healed miraculously.
Exactly.
Sometimes, for whatever reason, because again, we know how much our environment, our nutrition, there are a lot of factors that how we are in terms of health. So maybe there's no permanent thing, but you could fix it to a point where there's a problem,
Exactly. I think that truly, maintaining good health, we have to keep fixing stuff. Like twice a year, we need to, have a few bioresonance sessions, fix this, that, the other. We just need to stay on it, because it'll be the next, emotional crisis, or the next virus, or the next, whatever that happens. So it's, it's not I don't know how to say it. It's not a destination.
Yes, because some people ask me, so now that you fixed me, some of them, like the people who are serious, they do 3 sessions, like they just want to make sure everything is fine. Then they ask you, so after this, after how long must I come back?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. I just say when you feel off again, you can come.
Exactly. When they feel off again, I would say between 1 month and 3 months. because a lot changes with the seasons, with everything. And even if they just want to tune up, so after, 1 month, I would say between 1 and 3 months, they can come back. You can just take a look at their vitamins, minerals, see if they need to maybe supplement with stuff, give them, boost their kidneys, their liver, all the main stuff to make them feel good. And that's it. Do a little bit of pain treatment if they have pain, do some sleep and insomnia, do some hormone balancing. And that's it. So people just want to have a little boost, feel a bit better, and also make sure that they're not taking too many supplements. A lot of people take this, that, the other. I'm like, oh, it's too much. It's too much. Just, focus on these two. You're not deficient in this or that. So, don't waste your money.
Sometimes you see you tell somebody, yeah, it looks like you have you're saying you have calcium deficiency, and then they're like, that's one supplement I've been taking for the last 3 years. I'm like, oh, probably it means it's excess.
Exactly.
Because again, is it excess or is it deficient?
Absolutely. And that's what I've found too is if I'm unsure if something's ranking very acutely in the nutrition window and it's ranking acutely in the matrix, I click and drag and drop and I do an individual reaction. You know where that button is?
Okay.
Because I think we covered it once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the individual.
Yeah, so and then that individual reaction, panel comes up and it says item is prescribed or needed, or just zap the item and it's not prescribed or needed or anything like that. Or item is, they usually say too large if people have too much of it, like too large or excess or something. So that kind of helps too, just if you're not sure.
Oh man, this thing you can't believe it. I wish you were doing this practically again.
Oh, I know.
Just to see if I...
And literally, let's do this kidney protocol again. I hope that I can do it as early as next week, Tuesday, but I've got to get, other stuff's done. I've got to get answers from the doctors as well about, herbs and what else to recommend. But yeah, let's stick with, so we've got this session and we've got 2 more sessions as well. Or 2 more, lessons or something. And I'm never going to leave you hanging. If you have a question, always ask. Always ask. And even just check in, tell me how you're doing, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I would say meeting next week, Tuesday, or if you want to wait and we meet 2 weeks from now or something. I'm still just kind of playing catch up. There's a lot of things to juggle and...
You let me know, because next week Tuesday I'm free, but if you're too swamped, it's fine. So maybe by the time, in 2 weeks' time, I'll have even more questions.
Yeah, that would be good actually if we did 2 weeks. So let's, okay, so let's see, not Tuesday the 4th, Tuesday the 11th. Oh, right, because Bristol half term. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm going to pencil you in for Tuesday the 11th, and, yeah, let's definitely meet then. 9 to 11? Same. Yeah.
All right. Okay. 9 to 11. All right. No problem.
Awesome.
Okay, so just that panel again. There's something I wanted to get. So you go individual reaction, then you ask it needed or whatever that question is, right?
Exactly.
You click on that.
Yes, so the individual reaction, only if you're unsure. Usually, and you especially have enough knowledge, you would know if someone's deficient or taking too much of a vitamin or something. But if you're just not sure, you can click on individual reaction just to check.
Okay. All right. So can I, yes. What if I want to type it? It's a particular thing. Maybe I didn't see it on the matrix. So, for example, I'm wondering, do I have too much iodine or not? So how do I do that? So do I
So I would
do it on...
It depends. So I would actually look for iodine specifically and thyroids and everything. You can look in the matrix, but remember the matrix is just a snapshot. I would actually go into the minerals panel. So on that I think the virtual doctor, that test screen, you've got minerals, amino acids, perverse energy. Click on minerals there. And that's where you're going to see your overall mineral count or your overall mineral stuffs. But keep in mind, at the bottom of that panel, you can look specifically at one organ. So look specifically at the one organ thyroid. So type in thyroid and then see how the numbers change. Because often people aren't, they'll supplement with iodine pills, but it's not getting into their thyroid because of parasites that are, making that their home.
So, oh my goodness, that's a good one. I wish, that's something else I think I need to work on a bit more, the minerals. But I'll try practice on my own, then I see what comes up. So, if you have, let's say, some are below 50, others above 100, so does that represent the excess or the deficiency?
So below 50 is a chronic deficiency. They've been deficient for a while. Above 100 is that they've just become deficient in it, or they're taking too much of it. And I only see too much of, an item, a vitamin or a mineral, if they're supplementing with it. So that's why I always ask people what they're taking, as far as medications, but also supplements and things.
Okay, so in terms of now I want to know. Okay, so I've seen, let's say, my iodine is 3 or something.
Yeah.
This is actually a practical thing I saw for myself. So my iodine is 3. Now I don't know, is it a deficiency or is it excess?
Deficiency. If it's 3, like just, like 1, 2, 3, it's a deficiency. And that's why you would want to supplement with iodine. So check your thyroid organ and see if your thyroid specifically, because there's 2 ways to take iodine. You can take it in a pill form, like a capsule, or you can take the liquid. And so the liquid iodine, of course, you can drink it, but I've found it's better to actually rub it onto your neck where your thyroid is, because it'll soak into that area specifically.
Okay. So is there a way of checking? Can you use the same individual reaction to check if it's deficient or what?
Yes, you can. You can find iodine in the matrix, do an individual reaction, and then it will say item needed, prescribe item, that kind of a thing.
Okay, all right. Okay, man, I wish this thing was not frozen.
I know, me too. It's,
I think,
yeah.
Do you think I need to switch it up?
It depends. Like if you have things to do, like pick up your children or cook or, other things, you can just let it run for another hour and see. Otherwise, I don't know, because I have a meeting anyways in 9 minutes, and I want to, go to the bathroom first and do all that stuff.
No problem. Okay. It's fine. I'll just try and play around and see what happens in our next lesson. Probably I'll have to post.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if we plan it for 2 weeks from now, we'll have plenty of time. I hope I can come back with, all the answers for the kidney protocol and all the everything. Please, could you also send me the short codes, the piggybacks and stuff, those documents that you put together? That'll just be easy for me to copy paste and things like that, save time.
Can you give me all this time my WhatsApp was loading?
I know, but that's also because I'm accessing via AnyDesk. So I'll close out at AnyDesk.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna get going. We'll stay in touch, and I'll send you this this video recording later. It's got to render and then upload.
No problem.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're very welcome. It was nice to be chatting with you again.
You have a good one.
Okay, you too, Grace. Talk to you in a couple weeks, and write me any questions in the meantime, of course.